Kane continues to score a buttload of goals over in Germany, of course, as Bayern Munich continue their early season dominance. But what's going to go on this weekend? We're going to take a little look at next. Prediction video. Today we're taking a look at match number 6, Zex, of course, over in Deutschland, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button, bang, all things Rovers related, Bundesliga related, world football related. We're going to all hear boys under one rooski. That's right, Bayern right here, right now, still top of the table on goal difference, of course, with Leverkusen, who are just breathing down their necks. But what's going to go on this weekend? Who will be outright leaders? As of course, with the likes of Leipzig, Hoffenheim even could even top the table. But of course, that's all to be had. We'll see about that in a second. Of course, a big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And of course, don't forget to check out the links down below. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. So let's get into it. Of course, we are looking back before we look forward, of course, to the games that went on last weekend, and of course, before we kick on to the next one. So let's get into it. Of course, recap the results here. They are in all their glory. Stuttgart with a big 3-1 win over Darmstadt. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Bayern 7-0 win over Bochum. I went with a 5-0, so ain't too shabby on there. Meanwhile, Dortmund with a big 1-0 win over Wolfsburg. 3-1 win it was for me. Hoffenheim, big 2-0 win over Union Berlin. Shocker Rooney there. Leipzig 1-0 winners over Gladbach. I went with a 3-1 win. Did not like that one. 2-1 win for Augsburg. Of course, I went with a 0-0 draw. Werder Bremen 2-1 win over Köln. 2-1 win in my eyes. Leverkusen 4-1 win over Heidenheim. I went with a 3-0 win. And then, of course, Eintracht, Frankfurt and Freiburg duked it out to a 0-0 draw. I went with a 2-2 draw. So I'm looking okay here, guys. I'm looking okay before we get to the Super Brew, of course. But this is the table as of recording. Bayern München top the table. 13 points with Leverkusen. Then Stuttgart. Then Leipzig. So Stuttgart's still hanging tough up there with the big boys. Going down Mainz, Darmstadt and Köln at the moment. Gladbach need to get their arse into gear here. Super Brew is live. So let's take a little look at it. Of course, I'll bring it all over. Bring it on over. We're going to take a look at the Super Brew here, guys and gals. As of course, see how I got on. See how you guys got on in this past week's action. Of course, just give me a minute. Okay, let's fire that motherfucker up. So here we go. Whoosh. All right, okay. Costas K, 16 points there. Well done to him. Vindaloo Victory also with 16 points. Hans Worst, 15 points. Noah, 14.5. Vinny Hong, 14 points as well. Tensai, Alex Miller. Oh, me, I'm up there with 12 points. At long last, I'm trying to climb the bloody steep prediction league. But of course, Costas K running away with it right now. So if you see your name in there, you know what you need to do? You need to smash that likey, get the old likes that Russell Frost took in a bad one, this one. But of course, what about the overall leaderboard? Let's take a little look at it. I am in, of course, 9th into the power 10 we go. It's not a marathon, guys. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. But big mover, Hans Worst, 11 spots to number 8. Costas K up 9 to 5. Saki, though, remains number 1. Vindaloo Victory also up there. And Tanasai also top 3 non-movers. Also big swingers here. Elijah down 10 spots to 16. Summer of 2018 down to 21 after, shocker. So, of course, plenty of time still to get involved here with the old Super Brew. So don't feel like it's all over, it's all doom and gloom. It's not. There's still plenty of time to get into it. Of course, with the link, there is the link. Get amongst it. And, of course, get predicting for these games, of course, coming at you thick and fast. Of course, we are talking about match number Zex, not sex or 6, it's Zex, as they say in Germany. So let's get into the first games, of course. Coming at you with Hoffenheim up against Dortmund, of course, coming at you on Freitag, the 29th of September. Played each other 32 times since 2008. We've got 7 wins for Hoffenheim, we've got 15 wins for Dortmund, we've got 10 draws. Of course, this is at the Rhein-Neckar Arena. Played each other again. Biggest win for Hoffenheim, 4-0 win, scoring 46 goals in 32 matches. That's 1.44 goals a game. They are, of course, Hoffenheim, 100%, 83% form for them, winning 5 of them out, sitting 5th in the table with 12 points on the board. Dortmund on the flip side, their biggest win for them over the Hoffenheim, 3-1 win, scoring 52 goals in 32 matches. That's 1.63 goals a game. They are on 6th in the table with 11 points on the board, 67% form for them, just 1 defeat in the past 6 heading into this one. Last time around over in Hoffenheim was a 1-0 win for Dortmund, who actually won 4 in the bounce against them. Of course, the odds here, we have 2-1 is your Hoffenheim here, 21-20 is your Dortmund, and of course 40-5 is the draw. It's going to be tight though. Going to go with a 3-1 win. That's a bit more flattering scoreline for Dortmund on this one, but I think it would be much tighter in the actual game. So Wolfsburg taking on Eintracht Frankfurt, coming up on Samstag, the 30th of September. Pretty sure 46 times in 1986. We got 23 wins for Wolfsburg, 8 wins for Frankie, and we got 15 draws, of course. Biggest win for Wolfsburg, 3-0 win, scored 80 goals in 46 games, 1.74 goals a game. Frankfurt on the flip side, 4-0 win was their biggest, 60 goals scored in 46 matches. That's 1.30 goals a game. Frankie, 75% form for them right now. That's unbeaten in the last 6 games, 8 in the table, 7 points on the board. Up against Wolfsburg with Niko Kovac, 4 wins out of the last 6, 67% form for them. They are 7th with 9 points right now. Last time around at Wolfsburg, it was a 2-2 draw back in March 2023. The odds here for this one, we have Wolfsburg 11-10 for the victory, 5-2 is the draw, 23-10 is the away win. It could be tight again on this one. Going to go with 2-0 win though. Wolfsburg, home form, massive, and of course push up the table they go. Next up we have Mainz up against Leipzig. When I say Leipzig, I mean Leverkusen, of course. And breaking news is Xabi Alonso being lined up to be the next Real Madrid manager. Of course, Ancelotti moving on, I think, at the end of the season. So Alonso coming to be slotted straight back in there, take over the reins there. Mainz against Leverkusen at the Mauer Arena. Play each other, of course, 35 times, 4, 12 wins for Mainz, 18 wins for Leverkusen. We've got 5 draws, of course. Biggest win for Mainz, 3-1 win, scoring 45 goals in 35 matches, that's 1.29 goals a game. Leverkusen on the flip side, their biggest win was a 5-1 win, scored 58 goals in 35 matches, that's 1.66 goals a game. They are second right now, 13 points on the board, 5 wins in the last 6 games, looking A-OK. Mainz on the flip side, of course, without a win in 5, 25% for them. They're 18th, of course, 1 point on the board right now. They are in a bit of trouble. Last round, they're over at the Mauer Arena. It was a 3-0 win for Leverkusen. That was back in August 2022. Mainz, of course, have won 2 of the last 3 between these two sides, but come into this with the odds 4-1 for them, 5-3 on is Leverkusen, and 10-3 is the draw. We are back in Leverkusen here, 3-1 win for them, taking the points, and again challenging for the number 1 spot. Next up we have Köln up against Stuttgart. Stuttgart flying high, of course. Köln not doing the greatest right now. 44 times they played each other since 1992. We've got 15 wins for Köln, 14 wins for Stuttgart, and 15 draws, of course. Biggest win for Köln, 3-0 win, scoring 58 goals in 44 matches. That's 1.32 goals a game. Stuttgart on the flip side, their biggest win, 5-1 win, scoring 64 goals in 44 matches, 1.45 goals a game. They are third, remember, 12 points on the board, 4 wins on the bounce, 83% form for them over the last 6. Up against Köln, 60 for the table, just 1 point on the board, 25% form for them right now. Looking grim times. Last round, they're over in Köln in the Bundesliga. It was a 0-0 draw back in August 2022. The odds here, 50-8 is your Köln, 11-8 is your Stuttgart, 12-5 is the draw here. It's going to surprise a few here. Going to back the host, 2-1 win for them, turning the screw against Stuttgart, who are flying high. I'm surprised to see Stuttgart down there. I'm also quite surprised to see Köln struggling at the moment. Next up, we have Bochum up against my boys, Borussia Mönchengladbach against must-win territory now for Gladbach. Played each other 36 times in 1992. We've got 16 wins for Bochum, 10 wins for Gladbach. We've got 10 draws, of course. Bochum, biggest win for them, 4-1 win, scoring 63 goals in 36 matches. That's 1.75 goals a game. Up against Gladbach, of course, biggest win for them, 7-1 win, scoring 56 goals in 36 matches. That's 1.56 goals a game. Gladbach, though, 50 at the table with just 2 points on the board, without a win in at least 6 games. They haven't won in the last 6, according to my eyes. Of course, Bochum, though, 40 for the table, 3 points on the board, 33% form for them. They haven't won in the last 11 matches. Of course, last time around over at Bochum was a 2-1 win for Bochum. That's back in November 2022. The odds on this one we have Bochum 5-4 for the victory, 13-5 is the draw, 15-8 is your Gladbach. And back in my boys here, got to get a win, 2-0 win for them on the road. Let's get into the next one. It's Heidenheim up against Union Berlin. Union Berlin, where are you, Union Berlin? Oh, I see you on Saturday, September the 30th. Now, these two sides have played each other 13 times since 2014. We've got 7 wins for Heidenheim, 4 wins for Union Berlin, and we've got 2 draws, of course. Biggest win for Heidenheim was a 3-0 win, scoring 21 goals in 13 matches. That's 1.62 goals a game. Union Berlin on the flip side, 2-0 win, their biggest, 16 goals in 13 matches. That's 1.23 goals a game. Berlin, 10 for the table now, 6 points on the board, 4 defeats on the bounce. Not looking good for them at the moment. Heidenheim, 25% form for them right now, just 1 win in the last 6. 30 for the table with 4 points on the board. Last time around, though, in Heidenheim, it was a 2-1 win for Heidenheim. That was back in the Zweite Bundesliga back in 2019. That was a big win for Heidenheim. The odds on this one, though, we have 2-1 is your Heidenheim, 13-5 is your draw, 6-5 is your away win. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Union Berlin. They're not delivered so far. I think it is getting to them, competing on multiple fronts. And another big week ahead, just around the corner for them in the Champions League. So 2-1 win for them, hopefully getting back into the thick of things as well. The game of the day, though, is Leipzig up against Bayern. Of course, got over at the Red Bull Arena. Played the 18 times 2016. We've got 3 wins for Leipzig, 10 wins for Bayern. And we've got 5 draws. Of course, biggest win for Leipzig was a 3-0 win, scored 28 goals in 18 matches. That's 1.56 goals a game up against Bayern. Their biggest win, 4-1 win, scored 40 goals in 18 matches, 2.22 goals a game. Of course, Bayern are top with 13 points on the board, 5 wins in the last 6 games, that's 92% form for them. Up against Leipzig, 4th in the table with 12 points on the board, 4 wins on the bounce, 5 wins on the bounce, 83% form for them. And they've won 9 games in a row at home, have Leipzig, of course. Last time around, though, in Leipzig, it was a 1-1 draw between these two sides back in January 2023. The odds here, we have 12-5 is your Leipzig, 60-5 is the draw, 11-10 on is your Bayern. Going to go with the goals in this one, 6 in it. 4-2 in the end for Bayern. Harry Kane amongst a couple of them as well. Next up we have Darmstadt up against Werder Bremen. Of course, that's coming at you on Sonntag, the 1st of October. Now, these two sides have played each other 7 times in 2015, 2 wins apiece and 3 draws. Biggest win for Darmstadt was a 3-0 win, scoring 10 goals in 7 games, 1.43 goals a game. Up against Bremen, 2-0 win was their biggest, 9 goals scored in 7 matches, 1.29 goals a game. Bremen, they're winning 3 of the last 4, 50% form for them over the last 6, 11th in the table with 6 points on the board. Darmstadt struggling right now, just 1 point on the board, 8% form for them, 17th in the table. Last round in Darmstadt was a 3-0 win for Darmstadt back in October 2021. That was in the Zweite Bundesliga. The odds for this, though, 15-8 is your Darmstadt, 11-4 is your draw, 6-5 is your way. We're going to go with a draw here, point apiece. I cannot separate two sides. Can you? Let me know down below, of course. Next up, we have Freiburg up against Augsburg. That's coming out on Sonntag, October the 1st as well. Played each other 30 times. So 2006, we've got 15 wins for Freiburg, 7 wins for Augsburg. We've got 8 draws at the minute. The biggest win for Freiburg, 4-0 win, scoring 50 goals in 30 matches, 1.67 goals a game. Up against Augsburg, their biggest win, 4-1 win, scoring 34 goals in 30 matches, 1.13 goals a match. Meanwhile, Augsburg coming to this on 33% form for them, just 1 win in 6, 12th in the table with 5 points on the board. Up against Freiburg, who are in 9th with 7 points on the board, 58% form, winning 3 of the last 6 games. Last time around, over in Freiburg, it was at the Europa Park Stadion. It was a 3-1 win for Freiburg back in January this year. Of course, big 3-1 win it was then. 10-7 on is your Freiburg, 3-1 draw, and 7-2 is your away win. 2-0 win for me, for the host. That is Freiburg. Of course, that's the Super Brew. That's, of course, my results. And, of course, this is what the table will look like if I am spot on the nose. Of course, Bayern were top of the table with Leverkusen right on their heels still. Dortmund and then Stuttgart still in the Europe Champions League spots. Then going down, Darmstadt and Mainz, of course. Gladbach making moves up to 12th. Of course, that's it, guys. That's it. Short and sweet there. Of course, games do come thick and fast around the place. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you bang the thumbs up. And, of course, hit the little bell. I'll see you soon, though, for the next one, whenever that is. But until then, we're done.